You wake up and you already feel behind. Not because something happened, just because your chest is tight in that quiet way. You check your phone, not for fun, but to make sure nothing is on fire. And even when everything looks fine, you still don't feel safe. That's the part nobody says out loud. Most people don't actually want to be rich. They want to stop feeling exposed. Because being broke isn't just a number. It's a feeling. It's the way you flinch when a bill shows up. It's the way you do mental math in a supermarket. It's the way you avoid opening your bank app like it might judge you. Still, you can increase your income and still carry that same fear. You can hit goals and still feel one surprise away from collapse. So the question isn't, how do I get rich? The real question is why safety feels so far away even when you're trying. Stay with me, because the answer isn't just about money. It's about the story your body learned to tell. When you say you want to be rich, what do you picture? Most people picture a moment where the pressure finally stops. No more calculating, no more shrinking your life, just room to breathe. So wealth becomes a symbol, not of luxury, but of relief. That's why more feels like the solution. More income, more savings, more certainty. But safety doesn't work like a finish line. Safety is a state, and states don't appear just because your spreadsheet improved. If safety was only math, one good month would cure you, but it doesn't. Because the feeling of safety lives deeper than your bank balance. It lives in your expectations, in old memories of "we can't afford that," in the small humiliations like the declined card, the late fee, the "we'll see." If your mind learned that money equals danger, you will treat money like danger, even when you have more of it. You keep chasing the number because you think the number will give you the feeling, but the feeling is coming from somewhere else. And if you don't see that, you can spend years climbing and still feel like you're falling. Safety is not just having enough. Safety is believing you'll be okay if things change. And most people don't believe that. They believe they'll be okay only if nothing goes wrong. So money becomes emotional armor. You don't want cash. You want protection. You overwork. You overplan. You avoid risks that could help you long-term because short-term uncertainty feels like threat. You keep a job you hate because the paycheck feels like a heartbeat monitor. And you call it responsibility, but sometimes responsibility is just fear wearing a clean shirt. Your lifestyle is not designed around your dreams, it's designed around your fear of falling. And the world knows this. They sell you security in the form of upgrades, warranties, subscriptions. They sell you the feeling of being prepared, and you pay because you're trying to calm a nervous system that never learned calm. If you've ever bought something and felt relief for 5 minutes, that wasn't happiness. That was your anxiety getting a short nap. You can live your whole life thinking you're chasing wealth when you're actually chasing quiet. The safe version of you is usually the most obedient version of you. You don't take the day off. You don't ask for the raise. You don't say no. You keep the peace even when it costs you your future. Because deep down you believe safety comes from being acceptable. That's why comparison hurts so much. When you see someone ahead, it doesn't just trigger envy, it triggers danger. Your mind translates their success into a message that says you're falling behind, and that's unsafe. So you hurry, you spend, you borrow confidence from appearances. Anxiety makes you consume. Consumption makes you need more income. More income makes you accept more obligations. And obligations steal the time you needed to build real freedom. If you felt trapped in that loop, you're not broken. You're responding to a system that rewards fear with quick relief. But quick relief is expensive. It costs money, attention, and years. And there is a way out that doesn't require blowing up your life. It starts with one small decision that proves you can choose again. When you don't feel safe, you make decisions to reduce discomfort, not to build a future. You pick the option that lowers stress today, even if it steals from tomorrow. So you stay in the stable job, even if it drains you. You avoid learning new skills because beginners feel stupid. You don't start the side project because it might fail publicly. You wait for the perfect moment because it sounds responsible. But the perfect moment is just a story fear uses to keep you still. If you need certainty before you move, you will never move. Because life doesn't give certainty, it gives probability. People confuse safety with comfort. Comfort is the absence of discomfort. Safety is the ability to handle discomfort. Money can blur that difference. You can use money to avoid discomfort so often that you lose your tolerance for it. Then any change feels like threat. Then you start calling your fear intuition. So you don't trust yourself. You only trust your savings. And that's a fragile kind of security. For many people, the desire to be rich is not greed, it's fear management. Not always big trauma. Sometimes it's smaller, repeated moments that taught your body a lesson. Resources can disappear. Life can flip. So you try to build a life that cannot flip. And that sounds smart, until you realize the cost. Because a life designed to never flip is a life designed to never fully live. You stop doing things that don't guarantee a return. You stop taking creative risks. You stop putting yourself in rooms where you're not already impressive. Slowly your world shrinks, not because you're weak, but because you're trying to stay safe. The more you try to control life, the more anxious you become, because life keeps moving, and you can't hold water in a closed fist. That's why some people make good money and still feel poor. Not poor in cash, poor in breath, poor in internal space. Relief is a pause, safety is a baseline. So how do you build a baseline? Start with something simple. The first move is not make more money. The first move is to notice what your safety is attached to. For most people, safety is attached to control, approval, and predictability. When any of those gets threatened, you don't just feel stressed, you feel unsafe. So the goal is not to kill that feeling. The goal is to train a new relationship with it. Next time you feel financial fear, don't rush to solve it. Pause for 10 seconds and ask, what am I afraid will happen exactly? Not in general, exactly. Most of the time the fear is not, I won't be rich. The fear is, I'll be trapped. I'll lose respect. I'll be powerless. Now you're not talking about money. You're talking about identity. And identity can be rebuilt. Building wealth is not only a finance game, it's a nervous system game. It's learning to stay steady while your life is still moving. If you can do that, you can be in progress and still feel safe. Instead of asking, how do I get rich? Ask, how do I become someone who feels safe without needing constant proof? Proof is exhausting. Proof makes you compare. Proof makes you perform your life for an invisible jury. Safety comes from capacity, from skills, from self-trust, from knowing, if things change, I can respond. That means your real assets aren't only numbers, your ability to learn fast, your ability to earn in more than one way, your ability to sit with uncertainty and still act. Those are boring on paper, but they are freedom in real life. A rich person with no self-trust will still feel hunted. A person with strong capacity can have less money and still sleep. So don't make money the only pillar. Build pillars. Replace 1 hour of consumption with 1 hour of creation each day for a week. Creation builds agency. Agency builds safety. And safety makes wealth easier to build because you stop making fear-based choices. You didn't want to be rich to buy more things. You wanted to be rich so you could stop feeling exposed. But the fastest way to stop feeling exposed is not the number. It's the shift from, I hope life doesn't hit me, to, I can handle life when it does. You will not wake up one day and suddenly feel safe forever. Safety is not a trophy, it's a practice. Money helps, of course it does, but money is a tool. If you use it to avoid your fear grows. If you use it to build capacity, your fear shrinks. So the next time you hear yourself say, I just want to be rich, listen closely. Ask yourself what you actually mean. Do you mean you want to breathe? Do you mean you want rest without guilt? Do you mean you want options? Do you mean you want to stop feeling like one mistake would ruin you? That's not greed. That's a nervous system asking for safety. And you don't have to earn permission to feel safe. You can practice it in small moments. One honest budget, one calm no, one quiet choice. Tonight, when you're alone for a second, notice what you do when you feel uncertain. Do you rush? Do you numb? Do you try to control? And then, just once, do something different. Slow down. Let your breath drop. Let your shoulders loosen. Give yourself 10 seconds without fixing anything, without proving anything yet. Look at your life like it belongs to you again. Because freedom doesn't start when everything is paid off. It starts the moment you stop optimizing your life for something that isn't you. It starts when you choose.